The gap between the rich and the poor is widening, not just in Britain, but across the world. Wealth is becoming more concentrated in the hands of the few, while millions struggle with rising costs, stagnant wages, and failing public services. This isn't just an economic issue, it's a societal crisis that affects everyone and everything, from education to healthcare, housing to job opportunities. I created this channel to explore why inequality is growing in the UK and how it impacts everyday life, and most importantly, what we can do to fix it. We'll look at real data, historical lessons, and examples from other countries to see what works and what doesn't. If you believe that everyone deserves a fair chance at success, that societies thrive when opportunities are shared, then join me in uncovering the truth and pushing for change. Throughout history, the collapse of empires has followed a familiar pattern. A small elite hoards wealth and power, while the majority are left behind, competing for resources. From Rome to the Ottomans and from the French monarchy to the British Empire, inequality has always been a precursor to decline. And today Britain faces its own crisis, not from foreign invaders, but from within. One of the clearest examples is education. The gap between Britain's richest and poorest is no longer just about money. It determines who succeeds and who is left behind. And if history has taught us anything, ignoring this divide will have serious consequences. Education is supposed to be the great equalizer, a system where talent and hard work determine success. But in Britain today, your postcode, your parents' income, and whether you attend a private or state school determine your future. Let's have a look at some numbers. Only 7% of UK children attend private schools, yet they dominate the top universities and elite professions. 65% of judges, 57% of lords, and 39% of the cabinet ministers currently in session are all privately educated. Students from the most disadvantaged backgrounds are 18 months behind their wealthier peers by the time they finish secondary school. So facilities in a private school are much different than those at the state level. For example, Olympic level sports grounds, smaller class sizes, and better funded arts programs. Having more advanced sports grounds enables children to do more sports and activities, increasing their post-school activity and physical education. Smaller class sizes mean that the teacher and support staff can easily reach out and help students who are struggling. Behaviour and discipline. With more resources and fewer behaviour challenges, private school students benefit from calm, structured learning environments. State schools have higher numbers of SEN and EAL students, stretching already stretched resources thin. Private schools have the added advantage of only taking children that they desire. That is why we do not see many children from the SEN or EAL backgrounds in private schools. There's also the aspect of the old boys networks. Exclusive internships give private school alumni a fast track into elite universities and careers. In many cases, it's who you know, not what you know. So while state school students fight for resources, private school students are being groomed for power, influence, and wealth. And this divide doesn't just affect individuals, it shapes the entire nation. Now, the consequences of having an inequality in our education system. First of all, it creates a two-tier society, a leadership class that doesn't represent society, with power concentrated in the hands of the privately educated. Britain's laws, economy, and culture are shaped by those who have never lived the struggles of us in the majority. How can we expect fair policies on housing, on healthcare, and wages when those making the decisions have never experienced real economic hardship? And then there's the wasted potential and economic loss. A study showed that increasing social mobility could boost the UK economy by billions, according to the OECD. And by failing to support talented students from lower income backgrounds, we aren't just creating inequality, we're crippling the economy. From the French Revolution to the fall of Rome, history shows what happens when inequality isn't addressed. And we're already seeing the signs of this, from the declining trust in our public institutions, political extremism, and social unrest. So how do we fix this? Britain isn't the only country facing this issue, and some nations have found better solutions. Let's look at Finland. There are no private schools in Finland. All students, rich or poor, attend high-quality state schools. There are high teacher standards. Teachers are paid well, more so than in the UK. They're highly trained and respected within their own society. Equal funding. Schools get funding based on need, not postcode. And the result of this is that Finland consistently ranks among the best education systems in the world, and society is more equal and prosperous as a result. We also can look at Norway and Sweden, fellow Nordic countries, where, unlike Britain, university fees are typically free or heavily subsidized. This ensures that students from all backgrounds can access top universities in reducing long-term inequality. So we should invest in the state school. Smaller class sizes. Studies show that reducing class size in state schools improves outcome for each of our children. And better schools support for SEN and EAL to give them provide proper funding and teacher training for diverse needs. Having stronger apprenticeship and vocational pathways courses. Germany and Switzerland invest heavily in non-university routes to success, ensuring all students have opportunities. Britain's education system is broken, but we can demand change. Subscribe for more deep dives into equality, solutions, and the future of Britain. Let's make inequality history.